Alright, you bastards, this is Some-Belgian-prepper, and today we're going to talk about all the survival uses of a dumping pouch onto your bug-out bag. But before we're going to start talking about that, if you're interested in detective stories, there will be a link to my first book called Bloody Crosses. It's in Dutch. If you're interested, take a look in this link to this description. Alright, so dumping pouch. A dumping pouch is usually something that you use to put in your to dump your empty magazines after you have shot a gun. But there are other uses for it in more survival aspect, especially with a bug out bag. So first of all, uh, you can place your dumping pouch anywhere. I prefer to keep it a little bit close to me, so I can, if I pick it up, I can put it on directly in and also see inside of it. But you can also place it on the side, that if you find something, you can just put it right there. But everyone their own preferences, and also it depends on the situation. So a dumping pouch is just, as you can see, a pouch that is very compact, very small, and doesn't bother. Even if you run, it will not smack too many or get some burning, not scavenging, no, not scavenging, scaving against your body that much, especially if you keep it to the side or someplace else. But yeah, if you see something that you can use during your bug out scenario, in case it's more for opportunistic, so in case that you don't always have to take off your backpack and put it in. The dumping pouch is just, you open it, and now you have a dumping pouch of almost 2 liters. So this is for a big one, but this can be used to either on the move. You see something interesting. I made a video on resources that you have all around. For example, if you walk through next to old rail racks, there's a possibility to find some charcoal or stone coal or coals, as you see, for to use later as fuel. You can find some tinder to make a fire. For example, if you find a birch tree or something else that is flammable, put it in your pouch. Um, if you find some twigs to start a fire, also a possibility. If you find some edible plants, we're talking about nuts, mushrooms, uh, some other types of, not carrot, but roots that you perhaps find, edible plants that you can find, like dandelions and such. So if you have all these, you can even mix them together, or in case you have something like an air rifle and you found and you shot a small game, for example, perhaps a rabbit, perhaps a bird, and this is big enough to put one of those inside. It also has some vent holes, so if you cut something that bleeds, I do not I do not say that it is handy to put it in, because it will get, when there is blood, it will get onto your clothing, it gets through. But if it's on the side, perhaps that's a little bit better, but can leave a blood trail. Yeah, there for taking animals as that you caught by hunting, it's not really good, but it's a possibility. That's all that I'm saying. Or you have to kill them by a snare and cracking their neck or something like that. That's perhaps a little bit better, but this is usually more for uh, fuel, tinder, and edible plants. So yeah, or other items that you find, perhaps rope, tape, plastic bottles that you can reuse, cans, whatever, or all the other stuff that you can find, and this will make you less dependable on what you can take in your backpack, because now you are be able to be opportunistic. You What you find, you can directly put inside of it without taking it off, so you won't lose any time. You won't get back pain, because you always taking your backpack off. And if you do this for every time you find something, that could be very annoying. With this, with the dumping pouch, you see something, you can just pick it up, take it off, and that will uh, leave your muscles and your back alone for a much time. So yeah, another benefit of it is, I would say, is also, I talked about fuel. You can also put some branches and twigs inside of it, or bigger pieces of wood, also handy. Um, Another thing, and this is the reason also why I put this in front of me for this video, in case you want to warm your hands, you can use this as a sort of hand warmer, more to say an improvised hand warmer, in case you yeah, how do you say this? you you don't have any gloves, but yeah, I know this might sound a little bit ridiculous, but it is another use of your dumping pouch. Another thing that I would advise you to do, perhaps, right, here it is, in case you are, how do you say this? In case it's very hot, it's perhaps summertime, and you need more to take on more water. You can take plastic bottles. I will use this copper bottle instead, but you can fit at least uh, two two water two 2 liter bottles inside of this. You can hang it on the side and you can drink it on the move instead of taking it from your perhaps from your field bottles and such. Wait, yeah, I'll put this later on, like you can see, and that way you are all. That's also a moment that you will be less likely to take it out, and it's better than, how do you say this? A drinking bladder that you can put in your backpack and do it like this, because I made a whole video on why not to use drinking bladders. But yeah, these are all the uses that you can have with uh, a dumping pouch, and I would say it's very handy, and it will become uh, a definite part of my bug out bag for the future. So I hope this video helped you, gave you some ideas. I would say like, subscribe, all the good stuff, and see you in the next video. Cheers!